Good morning, Dirty Rock Hounder here. It's about 6 in the morning. Got woken up by a nice owl this morning. Haven't had that in a long time. Actually, never been woken up by one before, but got a little late last night on the trip up north here. And once you've hit one moose, you don't want to do it again. So we pulled into this little nook and cranny, set up the cot for the night, and we'll head in this morning and see what we can find at some of these new sites. That was a bit of a rough patch right there. Had to pop the canoe off to get the exterior underneath this big tree, and had a nice little swampy section of road to go through there. Luckily the gravel underneath it was nice and firm still. But yeah, that's a real good start to the morning. So I got another one here that the canoe's not going to fit under. So I'm going to pop it off and just leave it at the side for now. We're not far from the mine site now. So I just parked the Xterra and came across this little dump. It got me fairly excited. And then turned the corner and see the huge rock pile up there. So I think we're in the right area. So I'm gonna go up and first check out that rock dump, and then see if I can find the front of the old mine. You can see some oxidization over there on the concrete. It looks like it's probably the footing for the old weigh scale. But substantial piles of rock around here. Goes back over into the trees that way. So I'm gonna have a poke around and see if I can see any evidence of green turquoise poking through the rock piles here. Just notice some core samples on the ground here. As we get back in here, you'll notice the old cribbing that they used to house the ore samples. Well, falling apart, or the ore samples are scattered everywhere, but that's pretty cool. You don't see that too often. I'm up on some of these old tailing piles here now. I'm not going to spend too much time up here. I've got a lot to look at today. Looks like very similar to the other copper mine I was at. Evidence is the chalcopyrite and quartz, and I don't know what that is. Maybe some hornblende in there. Found the mouth to the Adit. So it is definitely opened up, and you can go down in there. I think I'll crawl just into that first little bit of the opening and see what it looks like in there. This may be one that I wait to come back in and explore with someone else. But we'll go have a quick peek. Alright, so we're definitely going to have to get a little dirty sliding under that beam there. Smells a little skunky out here. I really hope he's not living right down inside there. That'd be a treat for the 7-hour drive home later today. Alright, let's get down here. Alright, so far it looks fairly dry. I'm going to grab my hard hat here and bag, and we'll see if we can travel in a little bit. Alright, this one is substantially taller than the last copper mine I was in. This one you could easily drive machinery down into this one. Really nice sections up there of conglomerate. Lots of old timber they've shoved down in here. All right, let's round the bend and see what we see. Looks like we're going down a fair bit. We may be hitting some water. I can hear some tinkling. I can hear some tinkling there of the water. All right, so this one can't be the only adit. This looks fairly shallow for most of that. I don't know what it's like at the end. I can see some rock down there. I think it's shallow down there too. There's no way all of that waste rock came from just this one cut. So that is the extent of the adit. This one doesn't go in very far. Still really cool. If I hadn't started with that first one, this would definitely be a big highlight. I've always wanted to go underground and look at some of the mines. So here's our look backwards on the way out. I'll shine the light away so you can see what that looks like from down below. It looks pretty neat. Very, very humid in this cave. Although the temperature is much nicer than outside, I am sweating quite a bit because of the humidity in here. This will be the fun part, crawling under this big beam. Looking forward to that. I'll see you on the outside. I don't even know if I have this centered or not. If you can see it, my glasses are totally fogged up from all that humidity down there. I can't even see the screen of the phone right now. Man, that was humid. And not a bad little crawl in and out there. Gets the old man a little winded, but most of you could get in and out of that pretty easily. Wow, it's really a warm one out today. It's only first thing in the morning and the humidity level is crazy today. I've done quite a bit of exploring back in here and I can't see any other places where there's evidence of an adit. I'm thinking possibly I'm standing on these great big waste rock piles right now and they do come level with the forest. So you can see they drop down quite significantly. I'm thinking it's possible that they've piled up a bunch of these tailings in front to hide the entrance to the main adit. That's one possibility, but there's an awful lot of waste rock here to just come from that one hole. Even more waste rock over on the other side of these trees here. Quite substantial again. And back over there. It's interesting the amount of chalcopyrite again. And this site is several hundred kilometers from the last site I was at least 300 kilometers. It's interesting how the base material, the ore, is still very similar in the different locations. So the far end here, we see a bit of a rock cut going back in. That could have been where a lot of the rocks on this side have come from. So there might be a couple of those rock cuts around, explaining a little bit more of the rocks, but I still think there's an adit here buried somewhere. So thank you for joining me today as I'm exploring another old copper mine up here in Northern Ontario. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the Dirty Rock Hounder, and I hope you get the chance to get out there and get dirty soon.
Let's get dirty.